Okay, I'm just making this video rather quickly, I think, because if I don't do it now, it's never going to get done, due to the fact that I've already started moving. I finished doing the moves for the Russian First Army for 05 September, and I'm just about to do the Second Armies. And so this area here that I want to kind of talk about for the end of 04 September, things are going to start happening because I'm going to start moving. Well, I'm going to start removing the cubes, as you can see. Like I've removed the cubes for the Second Army, and I'm going to start figuring out like, holy smokes, like the units in Battle Group 4. Talk about, I'm sorry, but you're leaving. Yowzers. Anyways, we're going to get back to here. I just wanted to also talk about the demoralization points. So it was a pretty bad turn for the Russians. I would say that because the Austrians went last, they actually went first last in 04 September, the Russians. So the other two teams, or the other two armies, got to react to what the Russians had done. So even though the Russians had made some headway here, the Austrians did push back and were able to take, I think, one out of the three hexes. So that wasn't too bad. Weren't able to, I think, oh yeah, that's right. They wanted the Austrians wanted to take this, and they weren't able to push these guys back. So this is going to be a long, bloody son of a bee, man. But I think everybody's spent supply-wise, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But as you can see here, yeah, when I forgot that Krakow had a massive fortress there. I think a 30-point fortress. So like I said, the siege for Krakow has been called off. That's not happening. But yeah, we'll just start focusing on other stuff. But there must be massive panic going on with the Austrians, and that's why once I think the radio bursts come in from the Austrian armies, when they send it off to Conrad, and he figures out what's going on. I think the main thing for the Austrians is going to be to start falling back to Przemyśl. They seem to be doing okay in Lemberg. But, and maybe if the Second Army can, abandon Stanislaw and link up, with the Third Army here, and maybe, I don't know, keep some kind of hold the right flank as long as flippin' possible until the First and Second Army, First and Fourth Army, yeah, they got to call back. They just got to call it off. I'm sorry, but if they don't, they're going to get chopped. You've got the Russian Fourth Army here can just do whatever the hell they want. And like I said, their lines of communication are going to get, well, at least severed from this area. So they'll only have Przemyśl. That goes down to the Carpathians there too. So, yeah. Anyways, I think the Russians got 30 demoralization points this turn. The Germans were great. They only got 9. And the Austro-Hungarian forces got 20. But if you look at it, like I said, in the grand scheme of things, the Russians are winning, right? I mean, they've got massive amounts of forces in East Prussia, all up near Königsberg. They're nowhere near as bad as they were historically, because, I mean, by September 1st, they were already withdrawing. The Second Army had been annihilated, and okay, the Second Army here, yes, they're not in Russia, they're not in Germany, they're not in East Prussia anymore, but they still exist. You know what I mean? Like back now at this point in time, especially now, we're getting into September 16th, 17th kind of thing. That wasn't a thing. I mean, by now, like the First Army with Rennkampf, they were going like nuts back. So. Yeah, and in an odd way, it's kind of like the flip in the sense that, yeah, okay, the Russians are doing well, they're making a lot of progress, but nowhere near what they were doing historically. Like, I think by now, in September 16th, 17th time, I think, well, yeah, Lemberg had already been taken, Czernowitz actually fell practically to the day in my game as it did historically. But by now they were already, from what I've been reading, the chronology of the Great War. I picked that up recently. Holy cow, what a cool book. But they were already forming governments, for crying out loud, for the little regions around here. And Lemberg was long gone by September 17th, 1617th. So, and I think the Austrian First Army had collapsed already. Przemyśl was essentially, I think, about to start getting surrounded by the Russians, and the first siege was, going to start soonish. So, yeah, it's not going that way historically, but the general trend, if you want to put it that way, is going historically, if that makes any sense. Like, it's not the specifics, but the general trend is going that way, and that the Austrians, I think, are losing the war right now. Well, they are. If you add up the demoralization points for everybody, I think we got Germany's got 152. Austria-Hungary has 113. So, I mean, geez, that's what, 265. And then Russia has 179. So Russia's doing fantastic. Even though, like I said, specifically, they're maybe not. Like, the Second Army is not doing great, but historically, they're doing way better than they did historically. So, yeah. Yet again, oh gosh, I hope this, well, I'm just going to ride the wave as long as I can of enjoyment for this game. Right now, it's kind of like, I don't know if you could equate, there's some way you could quantify effort, putting into gameplay or whatever, and enjoyment. If you could quantify those two, and somehow, I don't know, have them at an exchange rate of 1 to 1, for every unit of effort I put in, it's, I'm always getting many more units of enjoyment out of it. Like, it's basically as much as if I'm going to get more enjoyment out of it, I just have to put a little bit more effort. And I get way more. It's just crazy. But I hope that continues for a long, 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 long time. Because, I don't see why not. Well, like I said, I'll just ride the wave as long as I do, and hopefully my attention stays that way, but it tends to with certain things. Like, if I enjoy something, I kind of like, bite on it really hard and don't let go for a very long time and just want to, obsess over every single freaking, it's just like, eat it alive. Well, a lot of my friends are like that as well. Like, I know one of my friends, she's just, she gets interested in something, and next thing you know, she's a master of it in like 3.8 seconds. I'm not that, but I'll just keep plugging away. Anyways, okay, that's it. Jeepers. I wanted to do a quick one.